Alright, hey guys, welcome back yet again to another flight. We'll go ahead and select some ground power. Steers, chocks, fuel truck, passenger bus. We need that for the flight. So open the front and the cargo doors. And we'll go ahead and have a look at our fuel. So, fuel we have today in kilograms is, well, this is in pounds, which does not help. Anyway, I can change that? I don't think so. Damn it. Oh. We'll have to try something else then. So, we'll bring that back up. Aeroplane, oh no, ground, because we need that. So, we have 6,450. 6,450. 6,450. Pounds, so 6,450, which gives us around about 3,000 pounds of fuel. Two nine two five. 925 times it by 100, which would give us about 30,000 pounds of fuel. That's all good. Please wait, and that's all good. So we'll wait for that to be loaded, and we'll go ahead and get on board and get ourselves underway. We actually better connect to the Vatsim network. KIW1. Aircraft type Boeing 757, 752, B752, and connect. Alright, we should be on board. We should show who's online, so we'll wait for that to come up. I believe Christchurch Control's online, so we'll get some controlling on our for our flight out. So we have Auckland Tower and Christchurch Control 126.0. Hey Dev, welcome back. Alright, let's go ahead and fix ourselves in the cockpit. Field of view needs to be turned down a bit. What is that stupid cat? Yep, that'll do. So 1 overhead, 2, and radio panel 3. Boom. Right, first thing we'll do is we'll get rid of that because we don't need them. And we'll connect the ground power. Hydraulic pumps, electrics, that can all go on. So fuel's loading, as we can see in the gauges. It's slowly increasing. So we got 7 minutes to alignment. And we'll make that 4. So that should be all good and up to date. The P. We have to actually wait for our GPS to align, which is going to be annoying, but you know. And we're heading to Ohakea, which isn't that far away, realistically. Departure, we'll have a look what we have. Departure. According to our flight plan, 1 Alpha, runway 21, routes. Oops. Okay. Checking the Q718 to Hamilton. So we're flying slightly off course, but I don't know if that's standard procedure, but we'll go ahead and follow the flight plan. Hotel 325 to Tango Mike. And then from Tango Mike we're taking the Hotel 182 to Ohakea. There we go. So fuel weight 162.1. Reserve fuel is 2.0. Cost index, we'll just put 30 because I don't know that. And cruise altitude is 260. Trans is checked. Take off. We're going to put that because why not? So batteries, electric, utility buses, both on. And we'll go ahead and start the APU. Bus light switches.
New Zealand 2, you're leaving child airspace. Also radio offline, 1 Unicorn 122 decimal 8, 7 good flight.
Just this like New Zealand 2.
Alright, let's try and do an actual successful flight on Vatsim with X-Plane. Where's me pen? Cell. D cell. And Crushers Control, good evening. KIW1 on the ground at Whenuapai. IFR to Ohakea requesting clearance.
KIW1 for Bella. Okay.
Roger. Oil. Departure. Give me coffee. Try not die at the same time. Oh, 707. We'll have to try that out once we get that on board. Two minutes to aligning.
KIW1 to Ohakea, it's followed flight for 260, the YTAC1 Alpha departure runway 21, score 67.
Copy, clear to Ohakea, flight level 260, Waika 1 Alpha, departure, runway 21, and squawk 6000, KIW1.
KIW1 repack correct, the assumption status approved, departure ready for taxi, time 4.
Copy, push at discretion, and they'll go KIW1. Alright, so that's all set, squawk code 6000. Oh, we have to actually wait for it to align first. With PA, we need that turned up. Alright, White 1 Alpha, runway 21 is inputted. It's all good. Engine status. Flight level 260. Seats. LNAV. Do the rest of our init page, which we are still waiting on our GPS position. Init. Take off. Huh. Alright, we're ready. Alright, APU's on bus. Disconnecting ground power. Auto. APU bleed. Equipment cooling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain and crew would like to welcome you on board this Boeing 757-200 airliner. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you, or in an overhead bin. The flight crew will do everything possible to make your flight comfortable and enjoyable. Xplane.org, Step to Sky, and Flight Factor wish you a pleasant flight experience.
So engine gens bleeds are off apparently. Pack's coming off for the start. Trim. Set about there. Checklist complete. Engine start. N2's rising. Waiting for 15%. Introduce the fuel. Make sure the parking brakes are set. Wait for the engine to return to idle. Alrighty, where's the EGT? Yep, EGT stabilize. Start the right engine. N2's rising, oil pressure's in the green. No, it's in the yellow. 15%. Introduce the fuel. Wait for the EGT to stabilize. Cool, so be off. APU gen off. Parking brake, APU is coming off, so that's all good. Pack selectors, auto, isolation valve off, status, checked, flap lever, bringing the flap down, flight controls, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral. Flight controls checked, transponder alt on, checked, runway turn off lights, oh, if we go down, logo lights set on, after start checklist, before taxi checklist complete. Alright. We are ready to taxi. Runway 21 for departure. And crashes control, KIW1, we are ready to taxi.
KIW1 taxi to the holding point for runway 21 and then approaching runway 21 you can enter the backtrack to 1.
Roger, we'll taxi to the holding point of 21 and enter and backtrack for KIW1. So we're currently parallel with runway 21. Spoilers, decel. C-130 Hercules. Looks like quite the beaut of an aircraft there. Alrighty, before takeoff briefing, we'll be departing by the Whitetail 1 Alpha departure and proceeding on course southbound towards Hamilton, then on to Ohakea via the route clearance. If we have any problems during our takeoff roll out of runway 21 before our N1 speed, we will pull full reverse, stop on the runway and evacuate the problem. Not evacuate, I mean evaluate the problem. If we encounter any problems after our N1 speed, we will climb straight ahead, make a southerly turn and then turn back in for runway 21, declaring an emergency, and then come back in for normal approach. Any questions? No questions. Takeoff brief complete. Packs, stay auto, flaps 5, Stabilizer trim sets. Flight controls checks. Cabin is secure. Switches check. So taxi runway turn off. Lights switches off. Roger. So we're now entering the runway. Alright. Parking brake sets. Oh. Turn that off. Checks. Before taxi check, before takeoff checklist is now complete. LNAV. Actually, heading select. And crashes control KIW1. We're ready for departure runway 21.
KIW1 report airborne 21 for takeoff.
Well, code clear for takeoff to 1 KIW1. Alright, clearance obtained for takeoff. Let's go. That's stable. Takeoff thrust set. $100. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps 1. KIW1 airborne passing 1,300.
KIW1 crashes control your identified climb flight with go track flight.
Continue climb flight for 260 and continue via the KIW1. Auto thrust. Laptop. 260 seats and checks. Alrighty, after takeoff checklist. Flaps up. Altimeter set. After takeoff checklist complete. Oh. So we should be climbing again just after we pass Waita for Sufi to flight level 100, which we are now climbing. Oops, TKS ain't on. Rip. Oh yeah, nice, nice to hear about that, Shark. Lucky you got back in time, Damon. Welcome aboard. Oops. One thousand feet live off. And there we go, we're leveling off. Shouldn't be too far away from Ohakea.
Like, I don't know, like Taronga the minimum distance?
Yeah, it's probably
Because, yeah, Taronga or, you know, Whangarei, those sort of... Hamilton's probably a bit too close, and no airline flies there. As in, I did a flight the other day. Yeah.
But why don't you just hang on? So you got these virtual airlines, right?
I would actually like it to be an official route that no PAs have got, but I think that'll get exploited, so we will put in some regulations about what the routes can be.
Well, it would have to depend on if it's a realistic. So take us, as in, we've got the link routes, so everyone can easily fly to the link routes, but saying that we've also got Auckland Hamilton in the old Eagle route, so, you know, is that fair? I personally would say no, because obviously you're wanting to make it fair for all airlines, and if we've got like say 6 pilots flying Auckland to Hamilton and back, would probably get 10 flights done each, and then we'd end up winning, which isn't fair, you know?
Exploiting the system's part of the game.
Oh, it is. No doubt about
But
that.
we want it to be. We need to find. You have to have a balance between. The whole idea is to get people in and out really quick. So, if that means that we go for about I think a Tauranga limit, honestly.
Yeah, Tauranga would be fair.
And you're going to get people doing that route no Concord. But beside that, it's just about getting out there and flying.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. It's basically the way I look at it is the main purpose of it is to get the virtual airlines involved
hang
with
on.
Vatsim.
Instead of doing the Tauranga limit, why don't you just start based on real world schedules? Because United Airlines coach you with Air New Zealand, FA coach you with Air New Zealand. Qantas,
Yeah, but then
yes, they fly into Auckland.
what if
and that,
West
but
Wind
then
decide
also,
to turn up?
But then also Qantas subsidiaries for Jetstar, so that falls under Jetstar regulations because Jetstar still qualifies as Qantas.
That's
Like
Yeah, but-
every airline
real
that
world.
flies in, because literally you're not going to get airlines like Royal Brunei, Royal Brunei, or like Shanghai Airlines or Hong Kong Airlines as a virtual
Yeah, but you
airline.
are going to get
The-
someone like West Wind turn up. What are we going to do? Because
Yeah, but to be honest, Westwind was. But look at the fact from the last virtual airlines. It was literally only Alex's Millennium Air Virtual, Gear Virtual, Air New Zealand Virtual. Maybe KiwiJet was part of it. I can't
no,
remember.
KiwiJet we weren't around then
Okay, so it was literally
because I flew for
only
you guys.
Air New Zealand Virtual, Alex's
Virt-
VA.
Virtually New Zealand weren't there.
Virtually, like literally, it was only the airlines that actually had real world schedules going into Auckland. So why don't you just do that again? Because United, they co-share with Air New Zealand on their domestic routes. Qantas, they subsidise the Jetstar domestic routes.
It actually doesn't matter.
And us and Cotter Virtual, we're the same. We've got the Air New Zealand, and well, at least
VOS might turn up.
VOS won't turn up.
Brody, it
Compass
actually
won't
probably
turn
doesn't
up.
matter how long the flight is, because if an airline's doing short routes, that compensates for them having less pilots. Because if you've got 50 pilots, for example, and you're going to go and do Auckland Ardmore, your gates are just going to be overused.
Oh yes, I actually like
So-
your thinking.
So I actually don't think, if obviously there's going to be a little bit of exploitation. That's why we're not going to allow Auckland Ardmore, but because they'll just block the runway every 50 seconds. So,
Just gonna get these fucking
people with
737s going around.
50 pilots, for example, even doing Auckland Tauranga will be too much for them
Oh,
to manage
definitely.
their gates. So they would have to do longer routes, which would actually compensate for smaller VAs doing smaller routes.
No, but then it also gets to the reason that we can't actually deny people delay we can't actually delay people just because of their gates. Like you,
Yeah,
like,
but you only get
unless,
a point if you sub your
unless
gate.
they have the remarks in the flight plan, which last time no one really had remarks. They British virtual airline that they flew from, apart from the people who actually knew about the event. That was
Yeah, but
the staff that they put the remarks. Like, we can't deny someone to say, sorry, you can't go to this game.
No.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that your VA is only going to score points if that pilot uses your gate. So,
Oh yeah, that's an obvious.
so if obviously if the pilot lands and doesn't want to score a point, they can just taxi their gate, and that's actually not a problem. So,
What happens to pilots like me who aren't part of a
oh,
VA?
there's non-event gates and everything like that, so don't worry.
You just rock on up the
Goes
gate
to
and nothing changes.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have a question.
Yes. Go ahead.
How are you going to sort out ATC? Because it's the singular airport.
ATC roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just standard.
The rule from Vatsim. Well, I don't know if it's a code of conduct. It's somewhere along the Vatsim rules. Division director's part of the events team, so Eric can actually apply a roster and reserve order positions for a particular event, like for Sunday night arms. Saturday night ops, he can actually say, sorry, we're rostering this, no one can't jump on until the roster's been completed.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Just wondering how you're going to do that, because it is, you know, just the one tower controller, one ground and stuff.
One tower
Hmm.
ground delivery.
Delivery's
people miss
easy,
out, so-
tower's easy, ground would have to be
Ground's
a person
fun.
who... Yeah, but ground needs to be a person who actually knows a particular gate from a particular VA and sort out the people who want to participate in the event to the people who aren't participating in the event. It needs to be quick. Like, I don't want to have the same people, Dennis and Zane, on Auckland ground delivery and whoever the bloody retarded bloke was on tower.
I was going to say Zane
screwing
putting
up.
up on approach.
He's fine.
Oh,
It's a roster. Now, this you
Spends,
minus. You take your rating and you minus 1 if it's your first event. It's the rule.
Alright.
I've done
so
majors
Zane,
before.
yeah, but then I would hate for Zane to be on tower as well, so that becomes a problem.
I'll take
It's
it
not-
quite happily.
You're,
But
That-
here's the thing, you've got approach and departure. Put Zane on the departure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because departure's like the world's easiest position, and you're not going to have any conflicts.
Literally put Zane on the departure because
it's
that's the easiest job from him. If he can't get the part, because tower, he was like, because I just don't want the same crap to happen during the Wellington one. Dennis and Zane.
All we do is
Do
we're
you-
just going to have someone really onto it on ground.
I
And there's
was
going to
on
be
Taranaki.
regulation. There's
Remember,
going to
I
be
was on
regulations
Taranaki?
about if you don't have it in your remarks, you're a non-event aircraft. End of story.
So wait, here's the question, Eric. Would you necessarily be prioritising BA aircraft or
No.
not? Okay, that's right.
Now, the tower ground controller have to run it as if it's a normal event, meaning
Oh, yeah.
a non-event aircraft gets exactly the same treatment as an event aircraft. They just get sent to the other side of the field. So what I was proposing is to split the international terminal in half, have half the international terminal for non-event, and then start the event traffic on the other side, so going towards the domestic side, and then generally it makes more
Ooh.
sense.
The
Are
only
we
problem with
talking
that is
Auckland
how
here?
many heavies would you get there, Eric? Because-
Heavy's just going to go on a medium gate.
Yeah, well, I would be more inclined to having it on the other side, because then you can also utilise 17, 18 and 19 as well. You know, because you've
Yeah,
got...
but
We
won't be
people
enough.
won't have
Are we
17,
talking
18
Auckland
and
here?
19. And most people
Yes.
fly defaults, not Auckland
Right.
Orbit, so literally you got to cut out the 15 to 18.
Microphone muted.
True.
Yeah, so really this sort of event, you stick a heavy on a medium gate, that's just part of it. Just,
Yeah.
just
If you
has
got
to happen.
GSX, you know what buttons to click to make it work.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
event airlines looking like they'll fly international, I'll put more towards the international non-event side, and airlines looking like they're only going to fly domestic, I'll give them stands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do some logic behind it. For example, Cathay Pacific got the 777 gate at Wellington last time.
Yeah, well, that's for
Yeah,
obvious
but-
reasons.
Did they even use it? Like,
They did
probably
actually.
Two. Well, wasn't there only one pilot flying for numerous amount of flights for Tycho?
Yeah, but because of our measuring technique, they got so many more points than they deserved. Their flight sim kept crashing just outside Turmo.
Oh.
I don't
So-
know, like, I just don't want whoever was on ground to be on ground.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was.
Because, but haven't you still got the... Hang on,
I do actually.
I'm pretty sure I've still got it. Yeah.
No, I've got it. I'll have a look later.
Yeah, I think experienced controllers are definitely a
Should
must.
get priority, yeah.
I don't know, you
Yeah.
need...
The ground
Delivery's
control's only got
fine,
a
tower's fine, departure's fine, you just need experienced controller on ground. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because-
Or and TMA. Or approach.
Because-
Nice.
Approach,
Not
yeah.
even that much.
Eric, you'd probably end up on approach, knowing you.
Yeah. Well, you need, if you're gonna do approach, you need to be at least C1. That would
Oh yeah.
be the...
So we've got a little formula we use. If it's your first event, you take 1 off your rating. For example, if you're a tower control, this would have an exception for this event though. If you're a TMA controller, you would control tower or below. If you're a
Yep.
C1, you control TMA or below. If you're a C1 with an event on a TMA position or above, you can control anything.
Yeah, but then
Crash
that's
edge
going to
control,
disregard
TBA.
because
But I want someone with
I did
C1 on
world fly.
ground.
who
You want someone to see one on ground?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then...
KIW1 would
S2.
not like to start out
Oh, we got some good
I'll
defense
take
towards Ohakea.
I'd happily take tower.
Yeah, I'd take tower, but I'd probably end up
Everyone
flying,
lining up
so...
for tower.
Yeah,
I'll
come
take
on.
everyone
Anyway,
then ready to
so we
defend
also-
Delivery's
themselves
going.
and do local
So for
fuel
this
rations.
one, we also put the tower position and the centre
Probably really
position
gonna need
on
5,000
Wellington
copy
and Christchurch.
Turnage KIW1.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
that's useful.
that's fine.
Put them on different airports as well.
Hang on. Just to get a heads up, who you will be flying and who will be controlling?
I will
I'll
probably fly.
probably end up controlling.
I'll
I'll
end
end
up
up
controlling
flying
probably.
because I'm like
Because
CEO.
the thing that you... Because, well, I'm going to control because I don't think I'll be taking my PC down. So, I'm controlling.
Yeah.
The only problem is with the whole rating type of thing for this event is there's not many C1s at each control.
Oh no, no
You'll
doubt
get
about
me and me,
Well-
Duncan and things.
that. I know Bailey
Yeah.
will fly. That's
And
a
there's,
fact.
and there's hardly no S3s out there anymore apart from the same.
Yeah, but that's same.
That's when I'm trying to get there as fast as I possibly can, so we've got another S3 controller.
Yeah, but
Because
when you think of it,
when I'm-
it's in the way that the thing's going, regardless if you get
It
your
wouldn't
S3,
work.
you're going to be stuck on tower block.
Oh yeah, because
I know
it's your
that,
first
but-
event. See, theoretically, if I were an S3, I could probably do an S3 position because this isn't my first big event or such.
It's not my first one. I'll probably do the Queenstown delivery.
Because the hardest bit is... Okay, so delivery and tower are fine. The the departure position is fine. You just need someone who's actually good at sorting out traffic with gates and who knows the event pretty much.
Yeah, back to front.
You know, forwards and backwards, be on ground.
Mm.
The approach, to be honest, the approach doesn't need someone who is a C1. Approach
No,
just
not
approach.
Yeah, but the
Approach is
approach
just
needs to be
approach.
experienced and actually know what they're doing. So you wouldn't put Zane on approach. Fact.
No, that's why you put someone on the departure. You just need someone who's good to handle with 5, 6, 7 teammate. The only problem is with on there's not a heck of a lot of on routes out there, and yes, it would be nice to have a lot of on route positions, but no one's gonna control Taranaki if everyone's not going to run to.
Well,
I
I know
don't
Southland
roster
what you
those,
used.
but people will probably jump on them.
Southland what you used. Fact. Kaikoura
I
maybe.
kind of like the idea of 2 centres though.
Well, here's the
Almost
thing.
like so one controls South Island, one controls North Island.
No. So one
No.
takes Dragon and one takes the other rest.
Oh yeah.
No, but,
Well-
no, but here's the thing. This is where it gets stupid. Give me 2 seconds.
Anyway, we're not
One,
here to
two.
discuss KTC rosters. We don't even know who's applying, so
Yeah. No doubt Zane will apply. So
I'm applying.
You're gonna have to sort him out.
See, this is
Yes.
where it gets in because this is apparently set to the controls. If you have someone on Raglan and someone on Taranaki, who's on Taranaki has to extend Ohakea regardless, but they cannot extend Bay because Raglan automatically extends to Bay unless the Bay is unlocked.
then you put Bay on light.
Yeah, I was gonna say basic will probably have
Yeah,
to,
but
it's
then
like
who goes... Yeah, but then Bay is just pointless.
well, no,
That's like
because
if you've got 3 online, you'd have Rag,
Base-
Taranaki,
base
Kaikoura.
We
Points
can
us.
override those, you know. Duncan can just override them. It's not that hard.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but yes, but it has to go through Mosley because Mosley's the one who is put this up. And things don't generally get override in this division.
do I
But
don't
we-
Ohakea won't
Like,
be
we
used.
generally don't see nose hands unless if they are specifically aimed at a person.
No. We do this sort of Brady, you might actually be surprised, but Duncan would, if given the situation for an event, Duncan can just do whatever he wants with this sort of thing. So if we want to make a Taranaki controls Ohakea or whatever we need, it's simple.
I was going to say, I'm just
Do repeat
looking,
that again for people.
if I were to be doing it, I'd probably be in basic and ramping together. Have that as just one controlling,
122.8
that's
KIW1, get it.
and then pretty much have Taranaki control the rest of the country, and then you're pretty much sorted. Because no one's gonna use Ohakea, and no one's gonna use Southland, so it'll only be Taranaki and Kaikoura.
Well,
which
to
will
be honest,
used.
the only people who'll be flying to Palmerston North is us and Jetstar.
But you don't actually know what BA is going to pitch up. We might actually have some American BA pitch
I
up.
know.
Because if Q Virtual pitches up, they've got the Jetstar regional on there.
Well, I've got a rough idea who'll pitch up. Whenuapai, Cathay Pacific, Air New Zealand Virtual, Odu Virtual, Jetstar Virtual, Q Virtual. That's the general ones that you get in this region.
But to be honest, you were saying that you guys would use Palmerston North. Wouldn't you be more inclined to flying to Wellington and going in a jet?
See Eric.
Yeah, but then I suppose Palmerston North is like the only problem is flying to Auckland to Wellington is it's commonly known. Like, would you rather fly something that's a bit more interesting, like Palmerston North, than to just go Auckland to Wellington, where you see it happen every day at least?
Yeah, I know that's going to happen with you,
Rotorua,
but I'm saying
Tauranga,
90% of people are going to end up going Auckland, Wellington, if they're going to be flying for Q Virtual, Jetstar Virtual, whatever, because they're going to take the A320, you know. There's no good Q3.
See, I thought
Let's
Tasman
replace the
flying
Q4.
if I was flying.
I
Looking
know,
out
but
from the islands.
but Jetstar Virtual's pretty aimless, so I don't think.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We just want a date. So Brady, you go get that survey out and we'll get a date. I think I'm liking the 1st of July or whatever I said I like.
1st of July.
Yeah, I like that sound too.
And then don't worry about the roster. We'll have it under control. We've actually got quite a few controls. And then we'll just chuck some good on the ground.
But the few good controllers really controlled, so totally fucked it up last time.
That's true.
See, I think
because I remember I was on some random sense, I can't remember, I think it was either Rapid or Taranaki, and for some reason I was the one who was doing clearances, putting it into data tags for Wellington. Like, what the hell? It looks like 4 positions up for me.
But you'll probably be on ground, eh, bro?
Oh, I'd love to be on ground, but knowing the last times when I requested ground, I got bumped up to our centre because no one else couldn't be bothered taking centre.
Oh, this time all I'm doing is roster rank.
Auckland Real Ops, hit Wellington Virtual Ops, hit.
That's why you don't want to see one. An honest opinion, I wish I could downgrade myself to this thread. But anyway, yeah, we're only going to roster Raglan this time, so we Duncan or someone.
Yeah, put Duncan on.
He actually kind of enjoys it. He just doesn't enjoy it when he's going below.
Here we go.
And as long as he doesn't have 12 he's flying, he's alright.
He's flying if
Here we
he's
go.
not on Oceanic, because then he gets really
Guys,
shredded.
I am so smart I've got the roster now sorted out. Tice delivery, myself, ground, Fenton, Tauranga, Fenton and Tice, you can choose whatever. Same departure, Eric, your approach, and Duncan, Dustin.
But you're going to have
There
a
we
lot
go.
more people apply for
Remember, I've got to pick people that wouldn't fly for the VAs. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as people with that good VA pilots start rostering up, I'm not really interested because we're taking away from the actual traffic of the event.
As in, if I applied, you'd probably turn me down and be like, well, you're going to probably prefer flying, you know?
Yeah,
Think
you
so.
don't get turned down if you see one problem.
Yeah.
What? Because I'm part of Q Virtual, Jetstar Virtual, Gemfly, I'm only done a few flights for them. Air New Zealand Virtual,
Yeah, but you
Emporio
better do it
Virtual.
all.
Fuck up.
Yeah, but
Don't give a shit.
you're all over the show, Fenton. You don't care who you fly for. You just like to,
If
I'll
Benson
just
doesn't
fly with
care
whoever.
and even likes to sell for deliveries.
Just take fucking bets, jet that fuck off.
Delivery is actually not a bad position, you know?
Yeah, it's just
did
it's
that
boring.
force
Because
This position ever.
it just
Did
gets
that
bored
force
because it's literally clearance.
You're going to
And,
Auckland, avoid the flight
and,
plan route, flight level 350, the impromptu route for departure, runway 23. Was it the Pomwat transition? Yes it was. Squawk flight
Friday.
143.
I will tell you one thing though, is that you do probably do the most talking.
No, but
Right, the only issue with me on TMA is the tower controller gets annoyed.
Piss me off where you like, Eric.
In mid-flight, I was like to Andrew, hey, we're reducing the separation here on final. We're going 3 miles on the ILS, guys. And
So-
it was actually, it was awesome. The guy was like 4 miles out and he's like,
User in your channel timed out.
Jetstar 182, line up and wait, we're ready, immediate. And the guy's approaching 1 mile final. Jetstar cleared for takeoff, see you later.
I do that sometimes. I was like, that's where you want to ground online because I've done that before where I've stuffed up. That was in my early days. And,
Oh, because you're so experienced now.
no, but that was when I was really new. But I was worrying about the aircraft on the ground. I let an aircraft take off, but I didn't see an aircraft on final.
Oh,
Rip.
it's so that world flight for Andrew Norris would have been so much fun because it's kind of like I'm just stacking them, absolutely stacking these guys.
Bang, 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 bang.
These guys are calling up on final, and he's probably got about 3 on the ILS in his frequency at the same time, and then one that's like outside 8 miles with me. And he's got this queue of like 25 aircraft stacked at Alpha 10. It's like, behind the landing 737, line up away, be ready immediate. Clear for takeoff.
It's basically,
Good evening,
Point
sir.
five
Late
miles.
landing clearance.
once you expect late landing. What I tend to do, I say expect late
Wait
landing
till-
clearance, then I'll give them the wins, depending on how late I'll give them clearance. Because then I don't have to give them the wins when I clear them to land.
If we had that many aircraft, I'd just be like, class 121, clear the land. Or the runway. You just clear the land to
You got
blah,
quite a
blah,
bit of
blah,
time.
blah, blah.
You don't need to talk fast to the tower control without a ground, with a ground because you're only doing like one thing.
Oh yeah, you just clear it, take off and landing. So.
Yeah, so yeah, you're pretty chill. It's just that you've got to leave a little bit of a gap.
You
And
know
when
what
you-
a big... Oh, sorry.
And then when your TMA controller's being a nice guy, giving you 3 miles between aircraft, it gets a bit hard.
You know what would be quite funny is if you opened up 2-3 right for the event. It
That
actually
wouldn't
wouldn't
work.
be...
Because you'd have alpha, because you'd use alpha.
Oh yeah, you would. Because there's no real cross run... Because you couldn't really
You
cross
can't.
the runway because all the taxiways are all designed for 2-3 there. So you actually need to
Exactly.
taxi down them to get there. Unless you did all arriving aircraft go to 2-3. or
You know what I really want
3.
to do? I want to do a Sydney event where you've got 2 towers online.
Oh,
Would be
well,
fun. Oh, what, so what for 3-4 left and 3-4 right?
Yep. They
See, when
yeah,
I
we'll fly.